While going on YouTube, you know it's your boy Clickman, and we're back with another video for you guys. Today we're gonna be reacting to 5 cheaters caught on a game show live and like how they were trying to cheat. I've always watched these shows and I'm just like, yo, are these people really that smart, or can you cheat? Like how easy is it to cheat? But here we have it. Some guys did cheat, got caught. Guys, if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button, turn on post notifications, drop a like, comment down below, tell me which one of these guys you think is the dumbest, because I'm sure it's gonna be some dumb person in there doing something that makes no sense. We're just gonna get right into it, man. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.
$743. You got it right on the nose. You're in both showcases.
Hey guys, and welcome back to Spacebound. In today's video, we'll be taking a look at some of the smartest
Spins, go! 3-3-6, Michael. 6 spins, go, he says. Michael,
I don't know which game show this is.
wait a minute.
at least some of them. Let's jump right into this one. Up first, we've got a man by the name of Charles Ingram.
Getting away with cheating us out of £1 million was going to need a mastermind with a cunning plan and a genius accomplice.
The former British Army major gained infamy in 2001 after September 9th and 10th appearances on the popular game show Who Wants to Be a
I
Millionaire.
really want to be on this show,
Graham played
man.
his way all the way through to the final round and ended up winning the maximum amount of money possible,
The
£1
million.
million.
Oh,
Could be a gigabit.
a number followed by 100 zeros is known by one name.
No cost there either.
I don't think it's a Megatron.
While playing, Ingram would take full advantage of the show's structure, talking out loud to himself and going over each answer multiple times. This didn't seem out of the ordinary at all, because multiple contestants on different game shows
Do
have
that
employed
shit.
similar tactics, and Millionaire's host even claimed that the checks signing afterwards seemed perfectly normal and nothing out of the ordinary had taken place. However, controversy sparked once one of the producers of the show got their hands on the footage to edit it together for TV and noticed that every single time Ingram said the correct answer out loud, someone would cough in the audience.
Diana develops a nasty cough of her own.
A1 or Craig David.
As it turns out, Charles
so
had
nobody
plotted
noticed-
beforehand with his wife Diana and another contestant a scheme to guarantee their success,
Nobody-
which in fact saw either
You're telling me the whole place is quiet the whole show and nobody realizes that this lady has a coughing issue right when he's getting an answer right? No way, bro. That's
do coughing from the audience whenever Charles said the right answer. Labeled the most British crime of all time, Ingram ended up being found guilty for procuring the execution of valuable security by deception after
What
3.5
the fuck kind of
days
charge is that?
deliberation by a jury. While Ingram wouldn't serve any jail time, him, his wife, and the fellow
They lost the
contestant
money.
on the plan ended up having to pay 115,000 euros in fees. Next up, we've
They
got
get
a
the money?
man by the name of Michael Larson.
Now, Michael, what do you do for a living?
Oh, I drive an ice cream truck in the summer. I hope to win enough money here not to have to do that
Do you
this
have it
summer.
with you today?
Back in 1984, Larson applied and ended up contesting on the game show Press Your Luck, a show
I
that
don't know
revolved
this
around
one.
game boards with constantly switching lights that would highlight numbers
fuck is
with
he gonna
cash
cheat this?
prize amounts shown once selected. Larson had started recording Press Your Luck episodes shortly after its 1983 debut and quickly realized that the randomizer moving the light indicator on the game's big board only had
Guess how much that coffee is right now?
5 different patterns.
One prize worth more than
ready.
5,000.
I'm
Some
ready.
Whammies. Be careful. Here we go. $4,000 on a spin.
Larson started to memorize these patterns, and after doing some practicing by pausing with his remote control, he was confident that he would always predict exactly where the light would end up.
okay.
He also discovered that 2 specific squares
I don't
always
really see
contained
this as
cash
cheating
and
the
never
same.
had the whammy, essentially the game show's bankrupt that would set your total earnings back to 0. One of those squares always contained a top dollar value, which allowed an additional spin in the second round, which he took advantage of to always keep himself in control of the board as long as he kept following the patterns.
For more big bucks. Stop at 1,000 and a spin. 12,005. 6 spins, 7 spins. You haven't lost a spin, Michael. You've done
Once he felt confident in his plan, Larson spent most of his savings to fly over to Los Angeles and audition for the show. Bobby Edwards, the contestant supervisor, was actually suspicious about Larson and his motives for playing and didn't let him in, but the show's executive producer, Bill Carthers, overruled this and allowed him onto the show.
I don't,
Larson employed his
growing up in high school, growing up, whatever, high school, university, you always hear if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. This is one of those, bro. You're not really cheating, bro. Like, the man studied something, and unfortunately for you, you guys broadcast the game, so people can just learn. Sorry.
Nixon ended up winning over $110,000, which has more than doubled in value since 1984. The producers of the show had checked over the footage afterwards and noticed that based on his reactions, Larson clearly always knew that he had landed on a big money spot before the prize amount was even revealed. CBS initially refused to pay Larson, but after having the legal team look it over, they realized there was nothing in the show's rules forbidding what he had done. So technically, he hadn't even cheated, and he got to enjoy his big payday. Illegal schemes and issues with the law would run Larson dry of his earnings within 2 years, but hey, at least he had somehow fair fun while it lasted.
I don't.
Stop at 750 and a spin.
And next up, you guys, we got a Spanish game show by the name of Pasapalabra.
He could have
Uno
literally.
sobre el
Wait.
otro o las piernas sobre la otra cuando se está
Sí.
sentado.
Sí.
Sí, Alfredo, en béisbol, entrada.
The game show is well known for bringing in already established celebrities, and for this episode brought in Spanish television presenter, actress, and model Adriana Abina.
Una bendita. Yo ya me planto con
Sí.
una ya he experimentado lo que es ser mamá y me parece que es una experiencia muy muy chula.
During one of the game show's particular segments where contestants had to try to guess the tune they were listening to, Adriana
Okay.
was doing suspiciously well, all while before people realized she looked down towards her lap before getting the answer right. As it turned out, Adriana had her phone open in her lap with Shazam, the app that automatically tells you what song is playing.
¡Cuela, cuela!
Yo creo que deberíais darnos los puntos directamente, como se anteriores.
Pero escucha, pero eso lo comentamos antes, pero lo comentamos de coña.
Well, doing exactly that. This one is admittedly a lot more lighthearted than the other entries on this list, with the host joking it off and even commending Adriana for such a brilliant strategy. And up next comes a man by the name of
Brilliant.
Charles Van Doren.
Names a fermented milk food. At $2,500
Yogurt.
point, the category is boxing.
High pressure.
Wait, what?
With big stakes.
Way back during the 1950s,
And
one
this
of the
one
most
is our
popular game shows was
old
named
ones.
21 and features a similar concept still employed today where contestants can keep coming back every episode as long as they continuously win. Well, after Man, that showrunners despised, had kept winning and winning, they decided to sabotage his streak by bringing in Charles Van Doren, giving
Okay.
him all the correct answers beforehand, and having him finally dethrone the former king of 21.
Oh, that's fucking shady.
You want me to name the second, third, fourth, fifth wives, and what happened to all of them?
The showrunners liked Charles' demeanor and telegenic look so much that they wanted to keep him around on the show and intentionally helped him break the former champion's winning streak.
That's bullshit.
Charles would go on to win every single episode of 21 for 2 entire months, being fed the answers beforehand and ended up winning just shy of $130,000 in earnings, which
That is
by
a lot.
2019 equates to over $1.1 million. The predetermined streak would be a big success for both parties, as 21 would see the most intrigue and highest ratings in their show that they've ever seen before.
Yes,
while
they're
Charles
making
will
it
go
back,
down
why
to
not?
become the most famous and even make it to the cover of Time magazine in 1957.
What?
After having enough living with the lies, however, Charles came out with the truth about being given every correct answer he ever gave on 21 beforehand.
You'll have to tell me rather
He
than
divorced her.
He did. You're right. Finally, the fifth.
The fifth. It's one more.
Charles' actions would go on to
Yeah,
spark
some
a
people
lot
are
of
good at
waves in the
pretending.
game show community, as it soon came out that just about every game show from the 1950s had their own form of corruption or scandal. An
even
unfortunate
today.
truth, especially when you hear the quote Charles had given earlier in his string of victories when suspicion over his legitimacy was questioned. It's silly and distressing to think that people don't have more faith in quiz shows.
Van Doren retracts his earlier denials of getting any assistance. He admits that he received dramatic coaching and the questions and many of the answers.
Coaching
And
and
finally,
questions,
you
like, come
guys,
on, bro.
we've got a man by the name of Terry Neves.
looks familiar.
By the time Terry shows up for that episode of Price is Right, the show's then 38-year history didn't see a single person perfectly guess the price of a showcase. Terry Neves broke that 38-year streak, as he'd be the first man in history to ever correctly
How?
guess the exact price of a showcase. Terry must have loved the patterns just as much as Michael Larson, because after studying the show for 4 months, he and his wife Linda realized every single prize on the show had been repeated, so they just had to memorize the values. After making it to the final round and seeing the showcase, Terry remembered his studies and figured the retail price must have been around $23,000.
$23,743. Wow.
accurate number.
That's a very exact bid. Good luck. Sharon, here's your showcase.
Given how the Price is Right works, the following numbers were pretty pointless to memorize, so Terry simply picked his wedding date and his wife's birth month to fill in the last 3 numbers, with April 7th and March giving him $23,743, the exact price.
Oh, that's his reasoning.
Explanation
That's
to
smart.
Drew Carey afterwards led the show being almost completely changed, with an all-new showcases and prices to ensure this kind of quote-unquote cheating never happened again.
That's not cheating.
Although, just like Larson, Terry got to keep his money as no rule
should.
banned this method at the time.
Good.
$3. You got it right on the nose. You in both showcases.
Let's turn. What? That's so funny.
And with that being said, that concludes 5 smartest game show cheaters' secrets revealed. If you've enjoyed the video, please make sure to leave a like on it.
I thought they were gonna be dumb. They were not dumb. They were actually smart. So I take it back. Smartest game cheaters. That some got caught, some didn't.